Stadium will be rocking tonight on a beautiful fall Friday night in Provo, Utah. A rivalry matchup. Utah State out of the Mountain West visiting the BYU Cougars. We welcome you to college football primetime presented by Hulu. Playing for the Old Wagon Wheel tonight. The BYU Cougars about ready to take the field and get the house rocking on what should be a fun, perhaps shootout Friday night. A couple of high-scoring, high-octane offenses. Great to have you with us on this Friday night, along with former Pitt quarterback John Kajimi. I'm Mark Neely. Quint Kesnick down on the field will join us shortly. John, we kick it up a few notches. It's a rivalry game. Utah State won this game a year ago, so they have the chance tonight to do something they haven't done in over 40 years.
Well, it means something to win a rivalry game in back-to-back years, and that's exactly what Utah State wants to do. Some of the most fun I've ever had as a college football player was playing in games like this, where it means something. The community's up, the fan base is up, your friends are asking for tickets, but it's the team that controls its emotions in the early stages of the game, the team that can take a breath, step back, and just execute. That's the team that usually comes out on top. So that's what I want to see early in the game, who can control their emotions, BYU or Utah State.
Cougars and Aggies have taken the field, and both offenses very good. Utah State has really kicked it into gear here early in the season. And Jordan Love, their redshirt sophomore quarterback, is he kind of one of the unknown stories around the nation? He's a really good young player.
Absolutely. I think you hit it perfectly. He's one of those guys around the country that arguably one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the country no one talks about. He's good on the run. You can move the pocket with him. He has great accuracy from the pocket. He knows when to throw it. He has perfect timing in the pass offense. And yes, when you get inside the red zone, he can run it as well. That zone read is lethal because he's athletic enough to get it in the end zone. So I think this guy needs more love around the country because he gets it done through the air and he has enough athletic ability to do it with his legs.
Aggies had an off week last week, so the numbers from 2 weeks ago, he was the conference offensive player of the week, Jordan Love. They'll play at a high rate of speed. BYU not so fast. They like that running game, Swally Canada and Lupini Katoa.
If the running game's working for Brigham Young, they're going to have success early in the game. And it's a 1-2 punch for these guys. Canada, he's more powerful between the tackles. Katoa, he's quick, he's versatile, he can catch the football. Over 600 total yards between these two talented runners. So if BYU has success early, that means that offensive line's moving that line of scrimmage, and those guys are getting 3-4 yards on first down.
Quint Kesnick has more on this rivalry from the Utah State locker room.
Nothing better than a trophy game tonight. They play for the Old Wagon Wheel. It's got heft, too heavy for one man to carry. It's got history, dates back to 1948, symbolic of the American pioneers who ventured across the prairie to settle the Utah Valley. Utah State won it last year. They've had it in their locker room. They walk by it every single day. Tonight, they hope to roll it back up to Logan with a win.
All right, Q, we need you on the field now, buddy. We're ready to go.
It looked like he was going to take that wheel back for him. That's right.
Any trophy that takes more than one person to carry, I'm all for that.
That's right. You know, it's well worth working for, and that's what Utah State wants to do, try to win it in back-to-back seasons. And BYU, it's important for the Cougars to start fast. They haven't scored a lot of points in the first quarter. Important for them to get off early and make a good drive here with this initial possession.
Defo takes a knee. It's going to come out to the 25. And Tanner Mangum, senior quarterback from the Boise area, Eagle, Idaho, kind of lost in the fact, yes, the team in general did not play well last week in their defeat in Seattle to Washington. But Tanner Mangum had a nice game, went 18 for 21 through the air.
Well, he's an experienced quarterback. He's 25 years old, sixth game in this new system on offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes. So you look for him to get rid of the football quickly, use that running game, be efficient in the pass offense. They don't ask him to stretch the field vertically too much.
Katoa motions out of the backfield. And Mangum fires, and a strike is caught by Dax Mill, a true freshman, up to about the 33-yard line, about an 8-yard gain on the first play of the game.
Really nice job getting rid of the football early. That's what BYU is going to do in this offense. To have success, it's a catch, read, and throw type of offense for Tanner Mangum.
Now for BYU, they are playing without Moroni Laulu Pututau, who tore his right ACL on BYU's first possession at Washington last week. out for the season. Now they change the formation, tighten that up, and make him under center on 2nd and short. Here's the pitch. This is Katoa running right. He has the first down. Got hit hard by Gage Ferguson. The safety came up to put the lick on him, but it is a first down for the Cougars.
And that's exactly how you feel a hole if you're a safety coming from about 12 yards out. Top of your screen, 23 in white. He's going to square his shoulders up, find the running back, and deliver a hit. It's good enough for a first down, so Katoa did a good job of securing the football, but a big hit at the end of that run.
First down for the Cougars from their own 36. And Tanner Mangum, 18 of 21, 160 yards through the air last week. Hands off Katoa. And off right tackle runs for 4. For BYU, the first quarter has been a bit of a bugaboo. They've only scored 7 points in the first quarter through their first 5 games. Those 7 points came on a touchdown run by Squally Canada in the first quarter of the game at Wisconsin.
And Mark, you would think this team would be more explosive, and I know Coach Satake wants to be able to get more out of this offense, more consistency, and really find more explosive plays early in the game.
The motion goes Pau, comes back to the near side. And a handoff, this time it's Squally Canada, and straight ahead. He's met for not much up to the 41. There is the third-year head coach, Kalani Sitake. Of course, played here at BYU as a fullback.
You could tell he had that mentality yesterday in our coaches meeting. He wanted to talk about going downhill early and winning that battle of the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to win this in 3rd and medium.
Call it a 3rd down and 5. Trips up top. They send in motion Milne, and a look to the sideline by Mangum. 5 on the play clock. Shumway, the intended receiver, at the 45. Defended by Jamarcus Ingram, and it's 4th down.
Well, that's really nice coverage on the perimeter. Just a quick slant. Mangum tries to fit the football into a tight window, and Jamarcus Ingram did a good job of closing, giving the quarterback nowhere to throw the football.
So 1 first down on the first possession for BYU, but Red Allman comes on to punt. Jordan Nathan back at the Utah State 20. Allman, good punt all the way back to the 15, where it takes a BYU roll inside the 10. And it's going to be down at the 8. 52-yard punt for Allman with no return. The field position will not be all that great for the first possession of the game for redshirt sophomore quarterback Jordan Love and the Aggies.
It's a guy that really sees the football field well from the quarterback position. He's a leader. He's one of those guys that has great knowledge of the offense. So head coach Matt Wells, a former quarterback in his own right for the Aggies, gives him a lot of freedom at the line of scrimmage to check off and go to a couple of package of plays that he runs and he controls at the line of scrimmage or in shotgun.
An offense that can go lightning speed from deep in their own end, going to hand off. Darwin Thompson does get across the 10. Stopped there by quarterback Michael Shelton.
Here's the tempo you're talking about. That offensive line already ready to go. They want to snap this ball within 10 seconds.
Love with his first throw of the game, and he finds Green. That's Jalen Green. Brought down about a yard short of the first down at the 17.
Look for zone read run, quarterback option that has the ability to run here on 3rd and short.
And right back to the line. Love steps up, throws, the catch is made at the 11, but well short of the sticks by Darwin Thompson, who is down and out of bounds, and mark him out at the 13.
That's a huge win for the Cougars. They wanted to flip the field early on the Aggies, who love to put up points and have explosive plays early in a game. Short of the sticks there, that penalty, the formation, mental error on 3rd down takes off a first down off the board.
Taylor Heitze punting out of his own end zone, gets a pretty good punt away, and Michael Shelton from his own 44. Shelton near side, crosses midfield tackled at the 48 of Utah State. So very good starting field position for the Cougars. Got a little snow at the top of the mountains last night. Feeling like football weather here in Provo. 5 minutes gone first quarter. Matt Wells, the head coach at Utah State. His team trying to do something they haven't done in 44 years, and that's win back-to-back rivalry games with BYU, but also a 4-1 start. If they won tonight, would be the best start under Matt Wells as head coach.
You know, it was fun talking with him this week about the intensity of this rivalry and just getting to know his team. I asked him if this team was mentally tough. He said, you know, John, I'll tell you in a couple weeks. You know, right now, I think we are, but I'll know more about this team in a few more games.
See what BYU wants to do on first down from the 48 of Utah State. And Mangum looks to throw, dumps it off right at midfield, and that's Katoa out of the backfield. He is met and tackled for a loss by Chase Christiansen, a loss of 3.
Christiansen, great recognition on the screenplay. He's the linebacker who's going to go right into the flat. And he's going to be able to read this right away. He eludes the block of the offensive guard, and he's able to secure the tackle for loss on first down. So that negates some of that good field position for the Cougars on 1st and 10.
All right, at midfield. And this is the second possession for BYU. They picked up 1 first down on their first possession. Mangum hands off. Katoa straight ahead. He's going to get back near the original line of scrimmage when the drive started. So he picks up 2. They're back to the 48 of Utah State. Devon Anderson, defensive end, with the stop.
You know, Mark, this is where you don't want to live if you're Brigham Young on 3rd down. 3rd and long usually means blitz by Utah State. They're going to bring somebody from the linebackers or bring 2 from one side. Watch for man-to-man coverage and pressure in the pocket.
In motion, Hefo. We really haven't seen much of that jet sweep action that's been so prominent in the offense for BYU the first 5 games. 3rd and 10. Mangum looking left, throws wide open, and he hits Micah Simon. He's brought down right near the sticks at the 39-yard line. The spot will be everything. Gage Ferguson had the tackle.
Really nice body control by Simon. He's known for his speed, but this time he idles down to slow his body down, turn his shoulders and make that catch, and Brigham Young's going to send out some big people on that offensive line. Maybe add another lineman at tight end.
On 4th and 1, they've converted 3 of 7 4th down opportunities this year.
As Quinn said, they're going to want to run to the right side as they shift over to the left with the strength.
But now Hefo motions far side. Fakes the handoff, and it's picked off. Threw it right into the hands of the defender, Nalei. He's headed the other way and strutting into the end zone. Touchdown Aggies. Tipa Nalei. 55-yard return on the pick 6. They set up play action, John, and it backfired on BYU.
Yeah, how about Keith Patterson, the defensive coordinator? He has a smile on his face. And the athletic outside linebacker, Nalei, he's able to get into the passing lane and make a great play on the football and then turn into a running back for 6 points. Well, as a quarterback, you have to be able to avoid and find a passing lane on 4th and short.
Point after, up and through for Dominic Eberle. Officially a 56-yard pick 6 return for the TCU transfer, Tipa Nalei.
What a great job of being aware at the line of scrimmage. Nalei, he's going to fight off the block, then get his eyes up and get his hands up, and does a great job of avoiding blue jerseys as he runs into the end zone. That's a cardinal sin on 3rd and 4th and short. You have to be able to find a lane to throw the football. Utah State better on 4th down there. 5th non-offensive touchdown. If 2 kick returns and 2 interception returns make it 3 on the season.
A touchback. So let's see how Mangum and the BYU offense respond after the pick 6. It's handed off Micah Simon. You know, we were talking about the jet sweep action, which really has been prominent in the BYU offense, something that's been totally different than the offense that Ty Detmer had as the coordinator the last couple of years.
Well, they're trying to do it by design, and I know offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes trying to stretch the Aggies out sideline to sideline. That's why you use that threat of a jet sweep where you give the football or you fake it and make the read a little bit easier for Tanner in the pocket.
Mangum this time goes far side and take it at the 29. Hefo. He's quickly swarmed under for just a 1-yard gain. And once again, the BYU offense going to face, what about a 3rd and 6 here?
And so far, Brigham Young on offense really going to the short passing game. It's the quick passing game, and that's what offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes thought, that they could build more consistency in this offense, but they need to gain more yards on 1st and 2nd down because you're going to create pressure situations on 3rd down.
Gives it to Katoa, trying to bounce it outside, nowhere to go. Aaron Wade, safety, comes up to make the stop. I'm kind of hearing a chorus of boos coming down. Cougar fans not happy with the first couple of possessions for the Cougars.
You know, we talked about those rivalry type games and playing with emotion early. You can tell Utah State on defense especially. These guys are running to the football. That was a really good run by Katoa, avoiding traffic in the backfield. But right now, I just feel like they're playing with a little bit more emotion on the field.
Jordan Nathan to receive this punt. He has one of the non-offensive touchdowns this year. He had a 59-yard punt return TD against Tennessee Tech. And that's going to be down at the 29. 7-0 Utah State. 5.5 minutes left first quarter. Second possession for Jordan Love. He fires a strike. That's to the tight end, Dax Raymond, his 16th catch of the year. Number 1 tonight, a 7-yard pickup.
Tight end with great hands and really good in the seam.
Giving it a look, hand it off. Darwin Thompson. He should have a first down across the 40. Going to throw on first down. Love going to take a shot near side, too far out of reach. Looking for Aaron Vaughns. There's Zane Anderson. He has been out the last couple of games, so he is playing for BYU. There's Zane Anderson, the senior.
Yeah, the coaching staff talking about we're going to play him as long as he's able to play. Had a lot of injuries, missed the last 2 weeks, so one of those guys coming back on defense for BYU.
Love passes, and he's got him. There he goes. Terrell, the tight end, inside the 10. First and goal, Aggies.
What a great touch on the football. When he needs to throw it with some velocity, he can. When he can stand in, knowing he's going to get hit. Just a great touch pass over the top of the Brigham Young secondary.
That's the 6th catch of the year for Carson Terrell. What was a 40-yard gain to set up the first and goal.
They love the tight ends. They love to throw the ball up the seams as they do a rare sub here. I'm surprised BYU's not matching.
Well, they got Tarver and Quint to the short side, and you always have to look out for quarterback run here in the red zone.
They'll set up Raymond there on the right side of the formation. Vaughn's in the slot on the near side. Love looking, lobs towards the end zone for Tarver and too far. Incomplete for Ronquavion Tarver.
Trying to get that frame of 6'3" to the back of the end zone. Instead of running a natural fade route, they bring him on an in cut. Wilcox with nice coverage for the Cougars.
Second incompletion for Love, who's now 5 of 7 through the air to start tonight.
This will be huge if Brigham Young, they can keep him to a field goal opportunity. It's a team that scores a lot of points. Plus 30 points in all 4 games, averaging over 50. Big possession to hold them to a 3-point chance here.
Love rolling out. He can run. He takes off inside the 5. Tackled down at the 2. Lost his helmet. Rolled into the end zone, but was definitely down short. Zane Anderson, number 23, made the tackle.
That's going to bring Jordan Love off the field for at least a play.
Yeah, 4th down. So even if they wanted to go for it here,
they may call a timeout to get him on the field if they decide to go for it here on 4th down.
they call a timeout. They're going to go for it on 4th and goal from the 2.
Yeah, I think you spread you out by formation. That's what head coach Matt Wells is going to do. Give a little bit more room for the running attack for Bright.
Bright comes in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Love under pressure, throws back and all alone. There's Bright. Touchdown, Utah State. Well, no indecision there. That play call works.
What a great job of execution inside the 5-yard line. Bright's going to start down here, and he's going to go in motion and just bubble himself and kind of lull the BYU defense to sleep. But it's all action this way. All the eyes are to the short side of the field, and the presence of Jordan Love to throw a catchable pass to Gerald Bright in the far corner of the end zone. That's good execution and good awareness by Utah State.
And the point after makes it 14-0. Bright's first touchdown catch of the season. He has 4 rushing touchdowns, but that one on a 4th and goal call from the 2. So the Aggies have a pick-6 score and now a touchdown catch for Gerald Bright. That one angling, and it will be a touchback. It's Squally Canada in the backfield. Tanner Mangum hands it off to Squally, and he's tackled for a loss. Jontrell Rockamore, the linebacker, 4-yard loss.
Wow, great penetration and no hesitation by Rockamore. He's able to come off the side of that defense, swim around the tight end. The tackle doesn't even touch him. And another tackle for loss for this Utah State defense.
That's the 2nd time tonight already that the BYU offense has had a negative play on 1st down.
Yeah, we talked about 1st down being so important for Tanner Mangum to get this offense rolling. That's one of the things you want to talk about as we go to the 2nd quarter.
So BYU only had 7 first-quarter points all season coming in, and they exit the 1st quarter.
Anytime you're playing a rivalry game on the road, you want to be able to make explosive plays early. They did it on defense. They did it on offense. Utah State rolling early.
Back in Provo, Utah, ready to start the 2nd quarter. Playing for the Old Wagon Wheel. Cosmo the Cougar dancing, but not much to cheer about for the Cougar fans in quarter 1. They trail 14-0. And 2nd down. And 14. That's off the hands of Holker. That is Utah State saying it's their football, that it was a catch and a fumble. It is BYU ball.
The ruling in the field is a fumble out of bounds. Will be 3rd down.
Christiansen there for Utah State, thinking he got it before it went out of bounds.
Yeah, he thought he had a chance to get this football. Good strip of the football by Woodard. Boy, it sure looks like he had possession there as he's going out of bounds. Christiansen, the linebacker. The ball pops out by Woodard. He cradles the football. That was very close. It looked like he had control.
After further review, the fumble was recovered inbounds by a member of Utah State. It will be Utah State's first ball, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. The clock operator, please reset the game clock to 14 minutes, 54 seconds.
One more look at this.
14:54 on the game clock.
Terrific job. Woodard gets a hand on the football. Holker coughs it up. And then Christiansen gets on it before it slides out of bounds. And here's the clock on the bottom. There's the punch of the football there. Christiansen on it. It looks like he slides out of bounds at 14:54. So it's going to be great field position for Utah State and quarterback Jordan Love.
So what was the first play of the 2nd quarter turns into the 2nd turnover of the game for BYU.
Do you take a shot here?
Playing it conservative, hand it off to Bright, who will run for about 6 yards on 1st down. Trajan Peely, the defensive end, up to make the tackle.
Again, tempo on offense from Utah State.
Again, Bright running right. He has a 1st down inside the 25. to the 23. Well, the overturn by replay, which certainly looked to be the right call. This could be a demoralizing turn of events for BYU. We're already down 14. Utah State taking a shot for Tarver, and it's well offline, also in the direction of the tight end Terrell.
I think they were trying to go down the middle to Terrell, and it looked like Anderson got away with a little bit of a hold around the 10-yard line.
Trips to the boundary side. Getting Tarver up top. Redshirt sophomore quarterback Jordan Love, who last year took the starting job away from veteran Kent Myers about midway through the season. Jet sweep running here to the near side. And not much there inside the 19 for Devin Tompkins, a true freshman.
Really good job by BYU setting the edge on the outside. Anderson, who's missed the last 2 weeks, he's that edge defender, but now they have to come back with a huge play here on 3rd down.
Well, they certainly have a qualified kicker, Dominic Eberle. They have to settle for 3 here. Well within his range, but a 3rd and 7 for the Aggies. Love out to Bright. Gets a block on the edge, but that was ripped through by Zane Anderson. And a flag comes down right near the point of the tackle at the 20. And BYU, one silver lining here is the play of Zane Anderson, who's started and played well.
That's back-to-back plays by Anderson.
Personal foul, face mask, number 23, defense. Half the distance to the goal line. Automatic 1st down.
Now, did Anderson get that on the block or when he broke free from Raymond, then on the ball carrier Bright?
It looked like the left hand just got a piece of the face mask on Bright right there. He's going to turn. He's going to turn his head in a downward fashion. That left hand off of the block. Watch his left hand get right there on the face mask.
There it is.
You see the slight turn of the head left and downward, and the official's right on it. That's a good call. It's a shame Anderson in the right place at the right time for Brigham Young.
And he did a great job shutting that blocker. I mean, he stood him up, got his hands on him, and approached the ball carrier. Unfortunately, the linesman was about 2 feet away.
So instead of a field goal opportunity for Utah State, they had a 1st and 10 from the 11.
Jalen Green at the top of the screen. Man-to-man coverage. Just might want to take a chance there.
Spotted at the 9, so it is a 1st and goal for the Aggies. Thompson to the edge, turns the corner, met at the 6 and slung out of bounds by Chris Wilcox.
This is a tough offense to defend because they get you going sideline to sideline, and then they could spring Thompson or Bright going north and south. Smallish running backs, but powerful in between the tackles.
6 play inside the 10 for the Utah State offense. 2nd and goal from the 6.
They see him move the pocket to the wide side here.
Throws to the end zone. Tarver juggling and hangs on. Ronquavion Tarver, who had 7 touchdown catches a year ago, his first TD catch of this season.
What a great job of being strong with your hands. This ball has some velocity on it because it had to. It had to thread a needle right there, and a really good job of concentrating in traffic. He beats Wilcox to the inside, does Tarver. He's able to be strong enough to make that reception back in the deep part of the end zone.
Point after for the native from Germany, Dominic Eberle, who's now a perfect 73 of 73 in his career on PATs. Well, a fumble recovery got it going on this drive for Utah State. Punched out, recovered by Christiansen, and the touchdown reception for Tarver. And Utah State wanting to hang on to the old wagon wheel. They're up 21-0. Ronquavion Tarver's first touchdown catch of the year has given Utah State a 21-0 lead. So the 2 turnovers committed by BYU have been turned into 14 points by the Aggies. Hefo going to take it from a yard out. Trying to spark something for the Cougars, and he's tripped up at the 21. After the penalty, a first down at the 22 for the Cougars. Katoa tackled and brought down by Adeoye.
You know, the Aggies on defense, they're doing a really good job with their defensive front of holding up the offensive line and running down the line of scrimmage laterally. They're not getting pushed backwards, and that's allowing those linebackers and safeties to come up and make plays, and it's really hurting the production of the Cougars running game on first down.
And less than 2 yards on first down so far. And they have 21 yards rushing as well on 10 carries total. Mangum stepping up, looking around, fires, and incomplete. There's a flag deep in the secondary at the 42. Katoa was the receiver. It looks like it could be another hold going against the Aggies.
Might have been Ferguson.
Holding, number 25, defense. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
There's the other safety, Shaq Bond.
Anytime you can extend a play offensively, you have a chance to defensively to get out of position. And that's what defensive coordinator Keith Patterson was trying to get his point across on the sidelines to Shaq Bond.
So back-to-back penalties against the Aggies defense. That's now 5 penalties tonight against Utah State. Handoff straight ahead. Katoa for a couple to the 48. Brought down by David Woodward. So BYU has a total of 5 first downs in this game, John. 3 of them have come via penalty. All of them on this drive.
That's right. All of them right here. With 7:52 and counting. They're desperate right now. Tanner Mangum, take what's there. Try to get this team in the end zone, because on first down, they're just not getting it done. Under 2 yards on first down, the Cougars are averaging tonight.
Canada goes into the slot on the top of the screen. Motions into the backfield. Jet sweep Canada, turns it upfield, and that's well read. He doesn't get much there at all. Jontrell Rockamore will get the tackle.
Well, what a great job of setting the edge by Rockamore. He's going to come the wide side of the field, and he is just going to go upfield. Watch 3 in white. Watch him get around the block and make the running back, Canada, go inside. That's where all the help's coming from Utah State. Excellent job of knowing your position, knowing your job responsibility as Canada goes off after that second down run.
3rd and 7. Mangum fires on the slant. It's complete. Micah Simon. First down to the 35 of Utah State. Well, they were 0 for 4 on 3rd down before that conversion.
Well, that'll get the crowd going a little bit. Accuracy, good timing in the pocket, nice protection, simple slant route, and Simon wins inside against Ingram for the first down.
John, that's one of the man beaters you were talking about earlier?
That's one of those, Quint. In cuts, out cuts, running away from leverage and pressure on 3rd down.
Simon in motion. They fake the handoff, under pressure, throws, hits the tight end. Actually, that's Braden El-Bakri, technically the fullback, a guy who's been hurt. He's come back from injury this week.
One of those guys they were waiting to get back in this offense. They felt like he would be a good blocker for Canada going in between the tackles tonight.
He's a hammer. But tonight he's been used in play action as a receiver out of the backfield. And their offensive coordinator, Jeff Grimes, kind of warned us about that yesterday in their meetings. So 35 would figure in their game plan.
To that gain of just 3, 2nd and 7, and again. Across the middle, and he finds Hefo. First down near the 20, a late flag flies in. DJ Williams had the tackle. Might have been a little something extra at the end of that.
There is no foul for a face mask on the play. The result of the play is a first down.
Let's credit this offensive line and a really accurate throw by Mangum down the middle. I mentioned earlier in this game, he's good down the middle of the field. There's the potential by Wade. He thought it was a face mask, the officials did, but it looked like it was a jersey on the shoulder pad. But good timing because of the protection. Good movement. He found a window to deliver the football, and a strike again down the middle. That's where he's most accurate.
Best drive so far tonight for BYU, a first down at the 19 of the Aggies. Mangum across the middle and connects again for Hefo at the 5. First and goal.
Again, great movement in the pocket by Tanner Mangum. He's going to set and then watch him shift. Find a window, deliver the football, accurate on time. And Brigham Young now getting some momentum. First it was off of penalties, now it's off of execution.
14-yard gain, first and goal from the 5. And the BYU fans, many of those kids were camping for days outside the stadium. Hefo in motion. Mangum rolling out. Fires. Caught. Katoa. And a badly needed touchdown for BYU. Well, remember, Utah State decided not to go for it on 4th and short from midfield. They punted away, but BYU still marches down the field and picks up their first touchdown.
Well, they did it by taking advantage of penalties. 3 first downs on that drive via pass interference penalties. And then they were able to get hot down the middle. The offensive line did a really good job of protection for Tanner Mangum, and he was able to dissect in the passing game.
And a 21-7 lead for Utah State here at the half. Playing for the Old Wagon Wheel. Utah State trying to win for back-to-back years for the first time in over 40 years. Coach Wells down below with Q.
Coach, there was a decision there on fourth and short, and you decided to punt, and it seemed like the momentum changed after that. Did you kind of go back and say maybe we should have been a little more aggressive?
No, absolutely not. We hurt ourselves on that next drive. They didn't beat us. We hurt ourselves with penalties, and we had a face mask and 2 PI or a hold. That was all on us on defense.
How do you
Better
get
than that, we're okay.
How do you get the momentum back?
I think we got to come out, we get the ball first, we take it down, hopefully we can put points on the board, continue to play our game on defense. When we've struggled on defense, we hurt ourselves.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
So halftime here at Provo, the score Utah State 21 and BYU 7. We will be back. More action coming up. Halftime straight ahead. The Museum of Paleontology pretty quiet on a Friday. Most everybody's inside Lavelle Edwards Stadium. We start half number 2, playing for the Old Wagon Wheel, BYU and Utah State. The Aggies to get the ball to begin the second half, and it is going to be brought out. All the way across the 20 comes Bright, and that's where Utah State will begin. Glad you could share part of your Friday night with us for Provo. We got Q down on the field. It's John Kajimi, out Mark Neely. For the first 20 minutes of this game, Utah State dominated as much as you could dominate a game.
They were able to use their tempo offensively, good field position. I think Jordan Love was the catalyst of that offense. He was able to find open wide receivers, use a little bit of the running game. He was 10 of 15 for only 93 yards, but 2 touchdowns. He stretched the field. He had a long of 40, so he did everything he needed to do from the pocket.
Love on first down, taking a deep shot. His man's got it. No, dropped out of the hands of Jordan Nathan. And Utah State misses a chance for a big play on the first play of the second half.
And that's great protection, and Nathan's going to run right by Austin Lee, the safety, and this is one that you dream about. You're streaking down the field, and it's right on your fingertips. You almost catch it once, twice, the third time, and it drops harmlessly to the turf.
Got to be a big sigh of relief on the BYU sideline for now, anyway. The handoff to Thompson. And Thompson powers his way across the 30 all the way to the 32, and that run is good for a first down.
Mark, that's the strength that Quint was talking about earlier. We saw the vertical, we saw the squats, and he's just running through arm tackles. That's not going to be good enough to bring down Thompson.
15-yard run for Thompson. It's another opportunity here off left tackle. And he'll gain close to 4 up to the 35. Stopped by Matt Hadley. Zane Anderson, who that's been one of the bright spots for BYU. They didn't know how much he could play. He missed the last couple of games. He's been in there for most of the football game. Sling it out to Tarver, who has a touchdown catch tonight. He lowers his shoulder enough for the first down up to the 44.
Well, this reminds you a little bit of how Utah State offensively started the football game. A little bit more momentum, ball getting spread out, sprinkle in the running game, and keeping BYU off balance defensively.
Nathan may have had the drop a few plays ago, but he had a nice block on the edge there to help Tarver get some extra yardage in the first down.
Success enables tempo. This is a team that wants to snap the ball in 10 seconds, even with a nice little lead here. First down success lets them go rapid fire.
With a high snap, Love will put in the belly of Darwin Thompson once again. He's trying to push that pile all the way to midfield. Sione Taki. That versatile linebacker can really play any of those spots for the Cougars.
If we're mentioning his last name a lot, that means BYU is having some success, because he's wherever the football is, Taki's going to find it. A little bit more deliberate for Utah State in their offense here in their approach of the third quarter.
Love finds his man. That's Aaron Vaughn's first down to the 44 of the Cougars. And Taki does make the tackle, but they move the sticks.
Timing and ball position by Jordan Love beats good coverage there and moves the chains for the Aggies.
Again, the deliberate look to the sideline. You got Terrell in there as the tight end on the right side of the formation. Dax Raymond, the starting tight end, was having his right hand looked at late in that first half. Here's another run, breaking through Thompson. It's a race. Thompson stumbled a bit, and then he gets pulled down from behind at the 15 by Michael Shelton. 29-yard run.
Thompson only needs a small crease, and that's all there was off the right side, and he's able to navigate his way down the field. He just gets tripped up around the 20-yard line, and he stumbles inside the 15, but that's an excellent job of using his vision and then turning on the jets when he gets to the second level.
After that run, Thompson comes out. Bright reinserted in the backfield. There's the night for Thompson. He's averaging over 7.5 yards per carry. Give to Bright, uses a stiff arm to the outside, inside the 5, stepped out before the pylon. In fact, they're going to mark him out, let's see, at about the 2.
Here comes some tempo now. Utah State wants to snap this football in a hurry.
Wow, I don't think he stepped out until he stepped out right near the pylon. So the play goes on, so it's a moot point now, and the run with Thompson back in the game doesn't go far. Stopped shy of the 5 by Butch Pau.
Dax Raymond, tight end, back in the game in the right slot. You can see he's got his right hand heavily bandaged.
Yep, he's down at the bottom. You're right, Quint. You can see the blood that was wiped off of his pants and jersey in that first half as he motions across to the left side of the formation.
Raymond, 1 catch for 7 yards in the first half. On second and goal, throws to the end zone, a tumbling catch, and touchdown, Jalen Green. And Utah State, first possession of the second half, marches down the field and finds the end zone.
That makes a statement. Play action to the wide side, come back, find a throwing lane, and throw a strike to Jalen Green, who cradles the football in the back of that end zone. That's exactly the way they played offense in the first quarter.
And all Coach Satake can do right now is just shake his head. It's been that kind of night so far for BYU. Dominic Everly's point after makes it 28-7. Utah State after Green's second touchdown catch of the season. 3 touchdown passes tonight. Utah State leading big. Utah State takes away any momentum if BYU had some momentum going into the half. The Green touchdown catch, and they're up 28-7. Looking like they played offensively early in that first half.
Well, it was definitely a statement drive coming out. They made some adjustments, went back to some of the play calls early in the game, and it worked just as it did in the first 15 minutes.
Defoe will take from the 2, 20, 25, a flag. I think your mic may cut out there for a moment, Quint, but they had Squally Canada out. Here's a throw on first down and wide open at the 30. Bushman all the way up to the 46. And a good offensive play on their first play of the half for the BYU offense, a gain of 32.
Well, that'll get you out of the shadow of your own goalpost, but without Squally Canada, they lose that in between the tackle runnings. That's the play right there. His head gets hit hard on the turf. You can see his helmet go down face first. He came off the field after that, did not return. And as Quinn said, Katoa is going to have to carry the load at the running back spot in this second half.
And Canada 3 carries. You saw the last carry that he had for the night. -1 yard. Mangum. He chased and lets it fly down the sideline. Straddling the sideline, but incomplete for Dallin Holker. Tipa Nalea, who had the pick 6 in the first half from Mangum, was the one that was chasing Mangum that time.
He was coming with a high rate of speed in that offensive backfield, forced the throw and flushed Tanner Mangum out of the pocket. This is a defense for Utah State, only giving up 24 yards on the ground on 12 rushes so far into this second half, and on the season are averaging close to 190 yards giving up on the ground. So this is a team that's done a great job of winning that battle at the line of scrimmage.
Mangum, his throw is a strike and a throw to the 38, but immediately brought down there after the catch. Dax Mill. Cameron Handley, number 6, with the tackle.
I think if you're Utah State defensively, you want to make sure you keep everything in front of you. There hasn't been a lot of big plays other than the pass interference plays down the field that have hurt you defensively.
Yeah, but as you say, John, if you're Utah State, do you think that BYU is going to have a 10 or 12 play drive to score?
They've only shown one of those so far, and it was aided by penalties.
So on 3rd and long this time, Mangum. Incomplete for Hefo. DJ Williams on the coverage. 4th down.
That's exactly what the Aggies wanted to do defensively after a big score by their offense. Come out, get the football back to the playmaker at quarterback in Jordan Love. And I know head coach Matt Wells happy about the start of the defense. He was unhappy with all the penalties, the way they ended that first half.
That drive for BYU started well with the pass and catch for Bushman, and then it stalls. And forced to bring Red Alman out for the punt. Their catch taken at the 17 by Jordan Nathan. 3 TD passes for Jordan Love. What's been your impression, John, of the redshirt sophomore tonight?
I think he's been most impressive of taking what's there and not being too greedy down the field. You can see the ball disbursement below 10 yards. He's letting his athletes catch the football in space and then do something with it. And the 3 touchdowns, he's been accurate in the red zone.
Second possession of the second half for Utah State. They marched down the field and found the end zone on their first drive of the half. Bright gives it to Vaughns. They reverse it. He's across the 35, 40, and all the way up to midfield. Spun around there. Not down until he hits the 46-yard line of BYU. Aaron Vaughns refused to be tackled. 36-yard gain.
Just a well-designed play, getting your playmakers in space. Aaron Vaughns is going to cut outside, then he cuts back to the inside. This is good deception in the backfield, and then using that athleticism and speed along the rail.
He was 20 yards into that run before he even got touched.
That's right.
One's going to hand off to Bright. And Bright, first down at the 37, 38-yard line. Gains 8 on first down.
Tough running backs between Thompson and Bright. Small in stature, 5'8" and 5'9", but they're both very physical and deliver the blow at the end of the run.
Or Gerald Bright bounced off one tackler, but he'll have a first down to the 33. Sione Take with another tackle for the BYU defense. BYU, after this game, they're midway through their season.
That's right.
This is game 6 for them.
And this was a big statement game for them to really propel them for the remainder of their season. And I know it's very frustrating right now for Kalani Sitake to be able to get his guys going. I mean, it's 28-7, clock's winding down in the third quarter, and all the momentum on the Aggie side.
Love towards the end zone, deflected, broken up right at the last moment. He was going for Vaughn's, but Michael Shelton tipped it away at the last moment.
Well, there's pressure inside that forces Jordan Love to his right, and all he has to do is throw this football. There's the pressure from Taki from the middle, and all he has to do is elevate this football, and it's 6 points. The receiver was waiting. Vaughn's was waiting inside the 5-yard line. It's the first one he's really been off the mark all night.
3rd and 7. Thompson in as the back.
They're going to have to go here. We'll call timeout.
Down to 2. Got it off just in time. Love fires into the arms of Thompson.
Wow.
And he has the first down.
That is strength. That is talent. And that is great athletic balance on the outside. This should have been a 5-yard gain. Watch the yards after first contact. 2 arm tackles, 3, and it gets out of bounds, and more importantly, moves the chains.
Right back to Thompson, straight ahead, a hurdle. It's going to be 1st and goal, Utah State. Wow.
There's part of that 40-inch vertical right there. Coming right at you, just exploding in the air.
Going to take a fade into the end zone. Tarver, touchdown, his 2nd touchdown reception of the night. Fourth touchdown pass for Jordan Love.
Just great execution coming out in his third quarter by this Utah State offense. Running it, throwing it, moving the pocket, and frustrating BYU all night long.
Well, early in the game, the Utah State offense had that swagger like, hey, you can't stop us. That's momentum kind of went away briefly late in the 2nd quarter, but it's back right now. Can BYU stop them?
All the momentum on Utah State's side. Tarver at 6'3", a big frame on the outside, and 4 touchdowns for Jordan Love.
35-7, Utah State leading BYU for the Old Wagon Wheel. Ifo takes a knee. It'll come out to the 25, and it'll be interesting to see how BYU approaches this offensively. Will they try to pick up the tempo? I mean, heck, they're down 4 scores right now.
Well, I would think you'd have to step on the gas. You know, you're down 35-7, and Coach Sitake's not used to losing as a player to Utah State. 1-1 his record as a head coach. They need to get it going and get it going fast with 4:55 left to go in this third quarter.
Mangum taking a deep shot on first down. Hefo had a step on, incomplete at the 25. 2 defenders there, Matthew Hadley.
And it looked like Ingram may have got a hand on it at the end, but it did hit the shoulder of Hefo. And this is just a heave by Tanner Mangum. First down, I love the call. It looked like Ingram may have gotten a hand on that football, and Hefo was just selling out. If that ball's just out in front, This might be a catch inside the 30-yard line. And as you said, Mark, 2 against 1 in front of the Utah State bench.
But I think you're right. Ingram right at the last fraction of a second got that right hand end. Well, he felt might have had that, and that would have been a huge play for BYU. Mangum surveying, looking. Where's he going to go with it? He's going to let one fly deep and caught at the 30. Talon Shumway. First catch of the game for Shumway, and it's good for 46 yards.
Well, let's credit Tanner Mangum. He's able to keep this play alive. There's pressure in the pocket. He's able to use his feet, use that off arm, and then heave the football down the field. Pressure by Rockamore gets him to the ground, but Shumway's able to catch this rainbow down the field. Now they've got instant field position at the 29-yard line.
Longest offensive play of the game for BYU that goes for 46. Here's the pitch. Katoa falls forward to about the 23. Was wrapped up by linebacker Jontrell Rockamore.
Exactly what Brigham Young needed offensively. They needed a spark. They needed one of those explosive plays. Now they need to finish, and they need to finish quickly. It's 35-7, 3:47 and counting in the third quarter. A lot of time left, but you want to make sure that you finish this drive with 7 points.
Mangum motioning. After Simon went into the slot up top. Mangum looks. Is there going to be a flag? You bet. Bushman. And the PI in the end zone, Aaron Wade, and I think he was the one who made the contact first.
Pass interference, number 4, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And you know, Mark, Wade sees this pass the entire time. He times his jump perfect, but instead of going vertically, he goes into the receiver. And that's an easy call for the official. Just if he goes up vertically, he's going to be in position to go over the top of Bushman.
It was like he was playing center field, and he just took the wrong angle towards the ball.
Right, Quinn? If he goes up top vertically instead of going into Bushman, he's going to be able to make a play on the football.
First and goal from the 9. Mangum picked. Oh man, Shumway is the intended receiver, man. Jamarcus Ingram.
That's how you play defensive back. You go through the receiver with great timing and put a hand on the football. That's excellent defense on the edge. That was perfect. Great job by Jamarcus Ingram.
Looked like it was going to be picked. It didn't look like it may get caught.
That's right.
And it was broken up. Mangum chased out of the pocket, throws to the end zone. He's got his man there. Touchdown. Dylan Colley. Colley, who's a transfer from Hawaii. His family's got a lot of ties to BYU, but he has his first BYU touchdown reception.
Great movement in the pocket in this second half by Tanner Mangum. He's done a nice job of being able to be elusive and be able to keep plays alive. Really accurate on the run, throws a strike to the right corner to Colley for 6 points. Excited on that sideline, both quarterback and wide receiver.
His dad Scott, brothers Austin and Zach all played at BYU, and he's a grad transfer from Hawaii and has just picked up his first touchdown reception for the Cougars. Skylar Southam point after hits the upright, no good. Been that kind of night for the Cougars. But, John, they did find the end zone for a second time.
Well, they respond, and they respond behind their senior quarterback. He's able to find a receiver in Dylan Colley and shorten that deficit
Welcome back to LaVell Edwards Stadium in Provo, Utah. The battle for the Old Wagon Wheel. Game that's been dominated by Utah State. They lead at 35-13. BYU just scoring their second touchdown of the game. Missed extra point keeps it 35-13.
That was their most aggressive drive of this game for sure. They were able to push the ball down the field, threaten Utah State in that secondary, and then credit Mangum. He was able to keep plays alive tonight and move outside the pocket with big plays.
Bright from the 5. Hit at the 20, dropped at the 21. Love. He slings it out of bounds. Gets it past the line of scrimmage. Trajan Peely, number 52, got in the face of Jordan Love. Wells trying to get off to a 4-1 start. It would be the best start for Utah State under Matt Wells.
I can see why they're so explosive offensively. It's just that you can't key on one player. The ball goes everywhere.
Love faked it towards Thompson and throws for Terrell, but a little high and incomplete.
John, it'll be interesting to see how Jordan Love manages clock and score, manages the lead right here. He's only a sophomore. He's taken quantum leap forward from his freshman year. And his ability this season to check out of bad plays is what David Yost mentioned to me pregame. He says he really knows what he's seeing now. He look at the wristband. Yost will give him a choice of 2 or 3 plays, and he's been picking the right one.
Well, he's smart enough to handle it in shotgun and get guys in the right position.
We'll hand off to Darwin Thompson. He'll be stopped at the 25 by Sione Take, who's nearing double-digit tackles in this game. 4th down.
We mentioned the 5th-year senior linebacker, Take. He's played all 3 positions on defense for the Cougars, and tonight he's been moved around from outside to inside. He's done a nice job finding the football.
High, shorter punt. It's going to land right near the sideline at the 38. Mangum spun around by Rockamore, throws downfield, incomplete. In the direction of Bushman. He took a shot from Jontrell Rockamore to Tanner Mangum.
And he was able to stay away from a negative play. That could have been a big-time loss there on 1st down, where you don't want to have a negative play the way they've played offense. He slides away from the would-be sack and throws the football away. So an excellent job of awareness and frustration from Rockamore at the end of that play.
Mangum steps up, fires under through Shumway, but he is able to slide down and make that catch at the 34.
Terrific job of scanning the field by Mangum. He wanted to throw to his right. He comes back to throws that short dig route, the in-cutting route to the wide side of the field. Good quarterbacks will be able to get off of the front side, come back, feel that safety is gone, and throw a catchable ball to the backside.
17-yard reception for Shumway, his second catch of this half. Take the jet sweep. Going to the end zone for Shumway. It's underthrown, and then Shumway really became the defender as DJ Williams was the one who went up strongest for that. The cornerback incomplete.
I think the corner, DJ Williams, thought that ball was going to come down a little sooner than it did. He broke on the football and was in great position for the interception. Mangum's going to give his opportunity, his offensive guy, Shumway, an opportunity. But both guys really misplayed the football.
Yeah, they did. It carried a lot farther than each anticipated. That's almost the case if Shumway had just backed off.
He would have scored.
He could have caught that ball. Looks to be the final play. Loose football. And Rockemore gets his revenge. A few plays ago, he missed a sack opportunity on Mangum. This time, a strip
The
sack,
result
the
of the
turnover.
play is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down, Utah State.
Just when you thought BYU was going to have that momentum they were trying to find in this second half, Rockemore, he's the guy on the spot at
That is the end
linebacker
of
with
the
a
third
big
quarter.
turnover to head into the fourth quarter.
We head to the fourth quarter. 35-13, Utah State leading BYU. The final play of the third quarter, BYU's third turnover. And how did Jontrell Rockemore, John, get such an open lane to the quarterback?
Well, you know, it's pressure coming from the outside. You're going to have two blitzes from the outside. Here's Rockemore coming there, but the problem is the back picks up the outside guy, but the tackle doesn't go out to pick up Rockemore. So watch the tackle look inside, and then he whiffs going back outside. Rockemore's speed beats the tackle for the sack.
Bryant with a carry to start the fourth quarter. So Rockemore tonight, 4 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. And he gets the sack, forced fumble, and recovery all on that last play of the third quarter.
And he missed Mangum a couple plays earlier, so he got the revenge and the turnover to boot.
Love goes far side and off the hands of his receiver. That's Savon Scarver. First time that the sophomore from Las Vegas has been targeted tonight. Another 30 passing yards for Love with his career high 4 TDs.
A lot more patience at the line of scrimmage by Jordan Love, getting his guys lined up as the play clock goes under 5.
Love stands tall, throws a strike, and it's complete to Jalen Green. First down up to the 32 of BYU.
Great protection, good eye discipline by the quarterback. He wanted to go over the middle, did Jordan Love, but he ends up going to the curl route to the short side of the field.
19-yard gain. Fakes the handoff to Bright. Finds Vaughns down the sideline. He keeps going. Touchdown. Nope, they're going to mark him out at the 15. Out at the 15.
Vaughns was moving on that RPO to the short side of the field, the run pass option. It's pitter patter. Does he step out of bounds? I don't know.
see it.
I don't know. I don't see it. I'm not sure he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
I don't think he ever did.
Utah State doesn't seem interested in trying to perhaps stop the clock. Let him take another look at this, but there's the snap, so it's a moot point now. Here's a handoff inside the 10, goes Bright. Let's take another look. Ooh, there's some little pushing and shoving at the end of that play, but
I don't think Vaughns ever steps out of bounds. He tight ropes this sideline. He never steps out of bounds. That's a great job. That was a touchdown.
we're told they can't take a look at it if
once they call him out of bounds.
Call him out of bounds.
But boy, that was a great job of staying inbounds by Arian Vaughns. We haven't seen Jordan Love keep the football on a zone read all night in the red zone. This might be an opportunity for him to do it.
He does just that. The crystal ball is working well in the fourth quarter.
Well, he has the ability to do it, and he's smart enough to know when to give it and when to take it out and use those legs in the red zone, and that's a weapon. Not only throwing it, but running the football. Just a great job of getting that carrot outside with the football, taking it himself.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 10, offense. 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
Can't give the what's that? The shush sign.
I think after throwing 4 touchdowns and running 1, you can do pretty much anything you want.
He just showed right there what he did. He hit the penalty on the sideline. point after, and Utah State has made a lot of statements tonight. One is that offense is really potent. They've kept the crowd pretty quiet in Provo tonight. Welcome back to college football prime time, presented by Hulu. A look at the Old Wagon Wheel, part of the rivalry between BYU and Utah State since 1948. It's been since the 1970s that the Wagon Wheel has stayed in Logan back-to-back years. Looks like that's going to happen in 2017 and 18. Got to go back to 1973-74, last time Utah State won back-to-back games against BYU. Tipo from the 9. The Old Wagon Wheel. We had Quinn on the streets yesterday. He asked some of the BYU students about their knowledge of the Old Wagon Wheel.
You want info on the Wagon Wheel? You go to Tent City right outside the stadium.
It's the trophy they go for the game.
It's what we got to win. We got to bring the Old Wagon Wheel back home to Provo.
I'm an antiques dealer. Where do I find an Old Wagon Wheel?
An Old Wagon Wheel? Just want a Chuckarama. I don't think it's for sale.
So making a wagon wheel, you have to, first off, you have to form all of the spokes individually. Then to form the actual ring out of wood, you steam either like a long board.
Like you steam broccoli?
Kind of like you steam broccoli.
Q, you kill me, man. Steaming. Number one, how shocked were you when the young man actually was telling you how to actually build an Old Wagon Wheel?
There are some very smart people on this BYU campus.
Oh, no.
I learned that yesterday.
Oh. He must know you pretty well, though, Clint. You're always eating. You went right to the broccoli.
Dumps it underneath. There's the screen. Rapini. Katoa, loose ball, but BYU jumps back on it. Shaq Bond knocked it out.
The ruling in the field is that the runner was down before losing possession. Third down.
Just a play ago, you see the ball come out. May have been down. That right elbow may have hit the ground.
And that's what the officials ruled, so they spotted at the 46. Mangum gets away from Woodward, throws to the sideline, incomplete.
That offense is going to have to stay on the field, go for it here on 4th down, 4th and medium for BYU offensively.
4th and 6, line to gain right around the 40.
The most success Utah State has had defensively is when defensive coordinator Keith Patterson has brought an extra linebacker or a safety. Here it looks like dead man coverage. I would expect pressure again.
Mangum looking for Colley, incomplete, and BYU will turn it over on downs. Mangum took a shot after he delivered that pass by Gage Ferguson.
Pressure on 3rd down and 4th down has been the advantage for Utah State. This time it's Ferguson delivering the big hit on Mangum.
Utah State, Matt Wells, they won here a couple of years ago. Actually, it's been 4 years now, 2014, which ended a streak of 17 straight losses for the Aggies in Provo.
And it means something winning it back-to-back for Utah State, that's for sure. If they can close it out with just under 10 minutes left to go.
Thompson does the hurdle again. Man, is that guy fun to watch.
He is explosive. He's strong in between the tackles. And that 40-inch vertical, it's been on display tonight.
It's the second time in this game he's hurdled a BYU defender.
Wisely now, the Aggies on offense going to try to milk that play clock. Put together maybe a 50-yard drive here and end it with a score and take some time off the clock.
Comes to the near side. Thompson And a first down, still fighting inside the 35, tackled by Chris Wilcox. Well, the Utah State team preseason in the Mountain West Conference Mountain Division, they were picked 4th behind Boise State, Wyoming, and Colorado State. Now they've got to go on the road to all 3 of those places eventually. So they got a tough schedule ahead, but they're hosting UNLV next week.
You can make the argument Utah State right now could be sitting undefeated.
Yeah.
You know, Michigan State on the road in that opener, they had every opportunity to win that game in the 4th quarter. Didn't get it done, but more confidence in a young quarterback in Jordan Love that's playing well. Two-headed monster in the backfield and defense that can heat you up on 3rd and long.
Ward Thompson. Corbin Kafusi, number 90, making the tackle for BYU.
Aggies break every huddle by saying and chanting Mountain West champions. That is the only goal this group has.
Well, they're playing like it. That's in reach. You know, that's a reality for head coach Matt Wells.
They've been to the Mountain West Conference title game one time, which was their first year in the conference in 2013. They won the WAC their last year in 2012. Remember Chucky Keefe, man, the quarterback?
That's right.
If he had stayed healthy, that's a guy that might have wound up in New York at a Heisman Award ceremony, but his knees would not allow that. So Utah State's had some good quarterbacks, no doubt about it, and Jordan Love is fitting in that mold.
I just like the way he plays the position. Nothing really rattled him tonight. He was able to keep his poise. The ball came out on time. He only missed a couple throws. You're going to miss a few. But I love the way he extends plays. In the red zone, he has that threat of running the football, and he takes charge in all the check with me's that happen in and around the line of scrimmage.
Career high 4 touchdown passes tonight and has not turned it over. Gerald Bright. Well, still stayed on his feet. The whistle blew before he was finally pushed down at the 30.
Tackled by number 53, Isaiah Kafusi.
That's going to be 4th down.
Brings up 4th and 6.
Looks like they're going to give Dominic Eberle a chance. About a 46-yard attempt off the right hash. Eberle's long this year is 51. He kicked 3 51-yarders against New Mexico State. This one certainly has the distance, and he knocks that one through. Dominic Eberle adds to the lead, 45-13 Aggies. Utah State, 45-13. They're going to hang on to the Old Wagon Wheel back-to-back years for the first time in 44 years. Defoe slips down shy of the 15. Zach Wilson now in as the quarterback, so he replaces Mangum for BYU, and he 270 passing yards for Mangum with 2 TDs and the 1 pick. And there's the quarterback, Zach Wilson, taking off. That gives the Cougar crowd a thrill. A nice run by the freshman quarterback all the way to the Utah State 42, a 27-yard gallop.
Well, offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes said he had a strong arm. We didn't know he could move like this in the open field. That's a good shake and bake right about at midfield and gets a big gain there for this offense. So a nice run, a good ad-lib by the young quarterback.
By the way, the 46 pass attempts tonight for Mangum, the most he's attempted in a game since his freshman year.
Yeah, they were forced into throwing the football. They had success. You know, midway through that 2nd quarter, BYU offensively, they were going down the field, down the middle of the field, and completing a lot of passes in a lot of tight windows, and they just ran out of steam. That momentum, I think that drive for Utah State to open up that 3rd quarter really slammed the door on any comeback opportunity.
Mangum attempted 53 passes in a game his freshman year against UConn, and taking a shot, Zach Wilson broken up inside the 10, and a flag. Shumway, the intended receiver, and Fortenberry looks like he's going to get the PI.
pass interference. Number 27, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
I would say, guys, if there's one thing that defensive coordinator Keith Patterson is going to correct this week, it's cornerbacks turning their head and locating the football. Because in a tight football game down the stretch, and they're rolling as a team right now, you have to be able to stay away from those pass interference penalties that continue to keep drives alive.
Wilson. The pass is caught at the 8. Talon Shumway's had a good second half.
This is a good adjustment by Shumway on the outside. It was a back shoulder throw intentionally, but it was a little bit outside of the frame, and Shumway's able to stretch out and make the catch.
These fans suddenly have a new favorite quarterback off the bench. The new face always offers so much hope.
That's right. Most popular guy on the team, Quint.
Wilson dragged down at about the 8 by Justice Tay. Wilson's dad played at Utah. His numbers coming into this game was 1 for 2 for 12 yards.
You can tell he feels comfortable. Just his mannerisms and the way he handles himself, he's going to get his opportunities here at Brigham Young.
Comes to the near side. Gunnar Romney inside the 5. Touchdown. There's the first touchdown pass in the career of Zach Wilson. And for Gunnar Romney, his first touchdown reception in his career.
Boy, really nice job, run after catch. Exciting for two young guys to hook up on a touchdown. That's the future for Brigham Young on offense right there.
A first for both Zach Wilson and Gunnar Romney. Skylar Southam's point after. That's 45-20.
Really nice job by Zach Wilson of getting the ball out on time, getting it in a spot where Gunnar Romney can do something with it, and then eluding two defenders from Utah State in the open field to get in for his first college touchdown. There's the excitement of a young quarterback. Get in there, man. That was a nice little easy throw for his first touchdown.
Minute 14 to go. The onside kick. Flag, I think one of the BYU players was offside, but it was gathered by Bright. They got the hands guys up there. Utah State's now 7-0 after a bye week under Matt Wells, and they're also 4-1 to start the season for the first time under Matt Wells. Hey, they're rolling the old wagon wheel.
Oh, be careful, be careful.
Cue.
The wood is brittle. I was told not to roll the wheel.
Yeah, you
man.
rolled it by yourself.
You don't lift it up by yourself. It weighs about 200 pounds.
There we go.
The old wagon wheel, in one way or another, is going to be rolled, driven, carried back to Logan, Utah for the second straight year.
Great time for celebration for Matt Wells and his football team. They were dominant in all three facets tonight.
Definitely a dominating performance tonight for Utah State. They win it over BYU 45-20. Sports Center coming up next. That's going to take care of things from here. For John Kajimi, Quint Kesnick, as well as our entire crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks for sharing this one with us. Good night from Provo.